Are we doing an introduction?
Yes. Okay. So now it's going, and I can cut. I can edit this part, but
Okay.
hi Camilla. I'm going to just for instructional purposes and our assignment purpose. I'll just go over what I did, and then you can give me some feedback on or things that I might have done well, or things that I need improvement on. That would be helpful. I did, okay. I did a first grade math lesson, and I don't have a class of my own, so I used my mock students that are clearly not in first grade, but they played along well. My objective was for students to use non-standard units to measure. And what I did in the beginning was I didn't read a book out loud, but I played a video with a book narration where the students could hear and see the book. Then after that, I had some difficulties with the video because it stopped playing and it cut off the end. Then I just went into the lesson, which was a scavenger hunt, and I explained the rules of the scavenger hunt, and we were using dominoes as our non-standard unit to measure things around the classroom. And they were the first one to it wasn't the first one, it was you could have multiple winners. The students with accurate measurements would be a winner. So they would go around the classroom and find there was a task card with the number written on it, with the number of dominoes that they needed to find an object with that number of dominoes. So if it was 2 dominoes, they'd need to find an object in the classroom that was 2 dominoes in length. They write the object on the card, and then you just bring their object in a bin, and then have the baggie with the task cards. And then at the end, I would, read the measurements for everyone to see, and then see, who got the measurements, is what I'm recalling.
That's about right.
Yeah.
Okay. Shall I comment on it, or?
Yes, that would be great if you could.
Okay. I really like the story at the beginning. I think that would be very entertaining for first graders, about the bed and I think a king and a queen. And I think that was a good beginning. I also thought it was an entertaining task. It was the scavenger hunt to send the kids around. It gives them opportunity to get up and move. It's really important for young kids. I think that it also introduced the concept of measuring with a unit and that the unit doesn't necessarily have to be a unit that they've learned, like a foot or an inch or something like that. It gives us the concept of what a unit is and where it came from. So all of those are the pluses. At my school, we call those, I guess, glows. If you heard glows and growths. So the growths would be things you need to grow in.
Sure.
Thinking as an elementary school teacher, I noticed that you're very well-behaved students. One of them in particular finished early and spent a lot of time waiting for the others. Adults do that very well, but children don't do that very well.
Yeah.
That could lead to behavior management problems.
Okay.
So my only major criticism would be that, or area that you could try to figure out how to improve, would be you got to find something for the students who have finished to do, or extend it in a way so that there's another element, maybe a writing element, that takes so long that they don't really finish it, or they can't really finish it. so that they're always working. Because if they don't have something to do, they're going to find something to do, which is usually not what you want them to do. That's my observation.
And I don't know if you could hear it in the video, and I did see that, and thank you for that.
You absolutely. I should add. You brought them back to the task.
Okay.
Sometimes with signals. That was good.
Okay.
But you have to have something planned for them to do.
Mm-hmm.
You can't kind of wing it when it comes to extended time in a lesson. That's just by my experience.
Yeah.
You have to have something planned for them to do to keep them occupied.
Okay.
Anticipating that some will finish early.
Right. I didn't see that. Yeah, that at all. When I'm writing the lesson, and in the perfect world, this is gonna happen.
Yeah, of course.
Then it happens, and then you're not prepared for it. So
that's it.
Okay.
Shall I describe my thing?
Yes, that would be good.
Okay, so I shouldn't say my thing, my lesson. My lesson was about comparing and contrasting. It was a third grade lesson, and the objective was to compare and contrast two similar stories. I'm sorry, not two similar stories, two characters in the same story. The next one, the unit after that, is two similar stories. So I did this by using a Venn diagram and a story that I read to them first. The story is called Tops and Bottoms. And it's about, I think it's a hare and a bear. I've forgotten now. Was it a hare and a bear? Yes.
Mm-hmm.
And the hare outwits the bear. They're supposed to be partners in a farm. And he outwits the bear and when he asks him to do a certain share of the work. And he always gives the bear a certain share that is harder than his share. So they compare the characters with a Venn diagram after I read to them. I put the Venn diagram very large on a whiteboard, and they also have Venn diagrams in front of them. They're going to work in pairs after we do it after I model how to do the Venn diagram. So after reading to them, I'll show the Venn diagram, or I show the Venn diagram. I give them a quality that the hare has alone, a quality that the bear has alone, and a quality that they share. And if you know a Venn diagram, one quality, there are two overlapping circles, and whatever they share goes in the middle. Mm-hmm. So I fill out one for each section of the Venn diagram, and then I give them about 8 minutes to work in pairs and to come up with two more qualities for each section. When I think of what I criticized in yours, I anticipate that they won't be able to finish. I ask for two qualities, but I'll be happy if they add one more of each. And since I'm not giving them enough time, really, nobody finishes and is waiting, unless they're not working. Since I'm going around, that prevents them from not working. But they usually like very much working with a partner, and everybody is working. Sometimes you get the problem of people who don't want to work together, but usually everybody's working, and if you talk to them about it in advance, you don't have that problem. So that was that lesson. If you want to comment.
I think that's a really great idea to get, students thinking about comparing and contrasting. So I really, I think I don't have anything to give you feedback on, but I think that, I mean, I think I'm going to use your example and just keep it in the back of my mind, because I think that's a really good idea. And so other than that, I think it's a great lesson for students.
Have you used the Venn diagram? Before?
Not. I remember doing it as a kid, so I think but that was helpful for me to organize how to accurately and compare and contrast without, if I'm thinking about it without, two circles, it's just, it's harder to come up with or organize my thoughts. I'm thinking like a student. So
I'm surprised you used it as a kid. And I was taught to use it in teaching, but I never used it in school as a kid. So as a matter of fact, I saw it in college in logic. We did it in logic classes. So I was surprised that they're now used for kids. Maybe I'm too old to have used it, as a kid. I think it was a new thing, or it's a relatively new thing to use for kids. And I don't know if I was confident that kids really understood that. So I'm glad to hear that you used it and it helped you. I didn't know if it really helped the kids, but I've always been taught to use it, and they like to use it, but I didn't know that it actually helped people organize their thoughts.
Oh, okay. That's good to know.
Okay.
I think that's...
Are we good with this recording?
I think we are. I'm going to stop right now.
Okay. Thanks.
Okay.
Are you off?
It's